Hey, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be decluttering my magazines and photo/coffee table books. I'm going through using the KonMari method. So if you're like me and you're trying to declutter your house in a very short period of time, keep watching. So we are a family of 5, and if you're like me, who has never decluttered really, I've gotten rid of things here and there, but never really decluttered. We have a small 900 square foot house, and I know there are smaller houses, but we've just been accumulating things, and it is we're not able to move yet, so we need to start decluttering and get the things that we're really not loving and not using out of our house. So going through the KonMari method, her criteria is just if it sparks joy to you. Now, there are certain things that we come across that don't spark joy, and then I think it becomes really relevant to ask yourself if it's useful, because if it's useful to you, it will spark joy, especially when it comes time to using it. So I'm going to be going through my magazines, and if you haven't watched my intro to books, you can take a look at that video. I'll link it up above over here, and you can just take a look and it'll give you the information overall on books. Last time I went through my reference books, and I'll link that video up here as well as down in the description box below, and you can take a look at it. And so I went through that. This is the last category in books for me, and then I'll be going through my children's books. And I think when I go through my children's books, I'm not going to subcategorize those because the children's books are a subcategory on their own, so I'll just be going through their books all at once. So with magazines and photo books, this category incorporates magazines, catalogs, photo books, coffee table books, art books, and the like. With this category, Marie Kondo says that you should keep only the magazines or whatever picture books that you are not ever, like, you're not even thinking of contemplating of getting rid of. Like, you have no doubt in your mind that you're going to keep these. You just never thought that you would ever get rid of them. Those are the ones that you keep. For other books, you may just have a photo or an article that you may want from it. You can just clip those out and put them in a clear plastic folder, and then keep them aside for when you go through papers again. So when you go through papers, you are then going to go through them again, because most likely when we clip things out, we sometimes go back to them and wonder why we did that. So at that point, if you come across that, then she says they should be discarded. For magazines, you should limit the number because there are just so many coming in, and they're more relevant, they're more current. You can limit the number. Now for me, I think I'm going to just keep 3 to 6 if I do keep any at all. I think that's a good number for us because I have some magazines coming in, and my husband has lot of magazines coming in. He actually has more than I do. So I'm not going to be going through his magazines. So all the magazines you see today are just my own. You can just go through your whole entire home, which is what I've done. So I went through my entire home. I went to my bookshelf that I have in our basement, and then I went upstairs to our nightstand, then to our magazine rack, our holder that we have also in our bedroom. And then I went to our kitchen and just checked if there was anything there, and then just randomly went around the house searching for magazines, like my husband's desk and my desk. So I've gathered all of them up and put them in one place, and I'm now going to go through them, and I'm going to go through them with you guys. And I hope this will motivate you to go through your books. I've broken it down into subcategories so you can follow along in my categories, or you can make your own, or you can just do the categories all at once and not do any subcategories. It just really depends on you and your time. So let's get into it. I'm going to start decluttering, and then I'm going to show you what I have at the beginning, and then declutter, and then I'll show you what I kept. Okay guys, here are all the magazines that I've gathered up from around the house. Okay guys, so I am done, and I'm just going to go through this now and show you what I kept and what I'm throwing away, and just give a little tiny bit of an explanation. So this pile here is everything I am sure throwing away. So that's going to be gone, and this is what I'm keeping. So this is definitely better than before. It's maybe a third of what I had. Now a lot of this is why I'm keeping it is because I do run a business, and so in the waiting area I like to have magazines that parents can read, and I like to just rotate them out, but what I do is when they get stale, so I'm meaning that I've rotated them maybe 2 times or so, I will get rid of them. So I'm keeping them, but I know that I'll be getting rid of them. Now there are some articles like recipes in some of these magazines that I want to try, so I'm going to clip them out. Now over here I've clipped out before, and I just found them in between some hairstyles, kind of like for hairstyles purposes. I just like to cut out pictures, and when I go to the hairdresser, show it to my hairdresser of the style that I want, or similar, something similar to it. So I'm going to be putting these in a plastic bag, or a plastic folder, I should say. Now these 2 magazines I will not get rid of. These are my keepsakes. I will be keeping this. Number 1 is this one has my a photo of my sister's. So she's a photographer, and her photo made it into this magazine, and so I'll be keeping that as a keepsake. And then this one here is just a Today's Parent magazine, but the picture on the front reminds me of my daughter, so I might just pull the cover off and just keep the cover, the picture, just because it reminds me of my middle daughter, Ariane, when she was about 1 or so, and 1 to 18 months. Okay, these are just some recycling that I'm getting rid of, and these are the kids magazines. Now I'm just gonna ask them when we go through their stuff if they want to keep them, otherwise I'll be getting rid of them. There are a few arts and crafts in these princess ones that I do like, and especially since we do not get this subscription anymore in Canada, I will be keeping some of those. And then these are just random things I found in between the magazines. So just some book covers, some ripped book covers. So if we do decide to keep the books, I'll try to tape them up, but if not, then those will be going. And then I found some books as well in between. So when we go through the kids stuff, we're going to go through that. Okay, that's it, guys. That's what's going on. So those are the things that I'm keeping. So I'm going to show you in a minute where I store them, so just stay tuned. If you guys haven't subscribed already, I hope that you found this motivational and you'll subscribe. And if you guys like this video so far, Please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me to know that you like this content, to keep on with the series. I'm going to show you guys now where I'm going to put this. And here are the magazines right here. So all of them will be stored here. And it's a great place to put it because this is my teaching room as well. And so when I need a magazine to put in the waiting area, I can just pick one up off the shelf and just interchange it with one of the ones that are already there. And so it's great for me because it's in close proximity to where I use it. And that's another point I wanted to make, is that Marie Kondo does advise that if you want to keep books like that are for a specific purpose in another part of the house other than, you know, where you're storing all the rest of your books, that's okay. But since I am storing it in this bookshelf, all of my books, it works out. So that's it, guys. That's how I'm storing the magazines. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have found some motivation in it. And please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe so you don't miss the next videos in my KonMari series. I also do DIYs and anything basically for home and lifestyle. So I hope to see you again on my channel. Until next time, take care and be well.